Before I start, I want to tell you a line that keeps me going. Believe in yourself. Like the first time I heard about TEDx, I was like, should I do it or not? But then I told myself, believe in yourself, because this is my first time standing in front of such a crowd. So I told myself, believe in yourself, and there is always a start for everything. You can't start at the end of something. So here I am today. Before I start, I have a question for everyone. How many of us have been told that silence is a weakness, and we have to be loud for the world to see us? Personally, I have. At some point, I thought I might as well be depressed with these comments. My name is Zainab Abdlrahman, and today I want to share with you something personal, something most of us experience but rarely talk about. Today, I want to talk about the power of quiet and why being an introvert isn't a weakness, rather a strength. Why are you quiet? Why choose to sit at the back of the corner during events? For a long time, these questions have haunted me. And when I say haunted, I mean haunted. They made me feel like I'm invisible. These questions came from parents, teachers, even friends. But what if silence isn't a weakness? What if it's a strength that society has always overlooked? I am an introvert. I find peace in silence, strength in solitude, meaning in deep conversation, not just small talk or crowds. But for a long time, I felt like I have to shout for the world to see me. I recall back in high school, we used to have parent-teacher meetings to discuss our termly grades. Every time we sat across a teacher, you would hear them say, "She is bright. All she needs to do is to speak up more, ask questions, and she's going to improve." Later, my parents will gently remind me, "Ask questions, sit in front of the class." In class, I would watch as others stand and raise up their hands to answer questions. Not that I didn't have anything to say. I had a lot to say, but the thoughts in my mind needed time to form, and my words needed time. Classes move too fast for that, but no one understands that. Later on, I attended public speaking training to build my confidence. I would attend all sessions, listen to my mentors, but when my turn came to speak, I froze. Nothing came out of my mouth. Not because I didn't know what to say, not because I didn't know my topic well, but because the voices in my mind were louder than the room. But nobody understood that. At this point, I thought, maybe I wasn't meant to be confident. But then I still believed in myself, and that's why I'm here today. At some point, I noticed a difference. When I spoke, people listened. Not because my words were loud, but they were full of thoughts. They came from reflection, not reaction. Being an introvert doesn't mean lacking ideas. We just deliver them differently, and difference is necessary. I may not be the first to raise my hand in a crowd, but I'll show up when it matters. When I started mentoring students and tutoring after high school, I wasn't loud. I wasn't the type to command through volume. I connected through calm, guided through listening, and with that quiet and steady pace, I made an impact among my students. That's when it dawned on me, being confident doesn't mean being loud. All you need is something worth saying and the courage to deliver it in your own way. Some of the successful people were introverts. Rosa Parks didn't shout. She simply said no. And that whisper of silence changed the course of history. J.K. Rowling built a whole universe, not in crowds, but the corner of cafes on her mind. So I ask, if silence can build all this, why is society busy trying to fix the quiet ones? Often, introverts are said to be shy, antisocial, disconnected, but all these are misconceptions. We think before we speak, we observe, we analyze, and in a world that is full of noise, Our silence is our power. So today, I want to challenge you. The next time you're in that group and you see that quiet kid, instead of, "Why are you quiet?" change the question. What are you thinking? You might be surprised. Their thoughts are even better than those who are loud. Sometimes the deepest thoughts come from the calmest minds. For those who are trapped in the feeling of you have to be loud to be heard, I want to leave you with something. Being quiet isn't empty. It's being full. Full of observation, full of power, full of insights. And in a world that is always noisy, maybe what we need is a little quiet. Thank you.